We are canning up some Sloppy Joe mix to put on the pantry for this winter. We have got a busy sports season this fall, this winter. So we're gonna get this on the shelves for quick, easy weeknight meals. All I'll have to do is get some hamburger buns, side of veggies, there you go. So first things first, we need to brown up all of our burger. So while I have got this 7 pounds of ground beef browning up, I'm going to dice up all of my veggies. I've got a couple onions, a couple green bell peppers. You can use any color of bell peppers. I'm just using green because that's what I have. And then I'm going to also mince up some garlic. Now, if you like to get things more spicy, you can definitely add jalapenos or any kind of spicy pepper in with this as well. Now once we have got all of our veggies cut up, I'm gonna start putting my jars into my pressure canner. So first things first, I need to add some water to it, and then I'm just gonna turn it on and I'm gonna put the jars in and let those warm up until the Sloppy Joe mix is ready to be put in, because if you have hot food, you want hot jars and hot water, hot, hot, hot. And then once your meat is browned up, you're just gonna add your onions and you're gonna cook them until those are nice and soft. It should take about 5 to 7 minutes depending on what your stove is at. Now that our onions are softened and cooked, I'm gonna add in the bell peppers and the garlic. Now you could add this all in at the same time, but I just prefer to do it this way. Honestly, I don't know how much of a difference it makes. That's just how I do it. All right, we have got this mixed good. All of the veggies are cooked and we are gonna start adding things. Here we have, I don't know how to pronounce it, so I say wish I was your sister sauce, but it's about 4 tablespoons, give or take a little bit. In my recipe, I will have it linked down below, but in the recipe I have the exact measurements you can use. Mine are always ish when I do this in real life. But after you add the wish I was your sister sauce, you can add your tomato sauce. I just grab the big old things from Costco. You can grab them from Sam's Club, Walmart. It doesn't matter what brand. This is just how I do it. Obviously homemade will be better. I do not have any homemade tomato sauce, so this is what we are using. After the tomato sauce, you are gonna add about a tablespoon of ground mustard. And then a half a cup of brown sugar. Now this can definitely be less or more depending on how sweet you like your Sloppy Joes. I like mine a little bit more sweeter. And then apple cider vinegar. I use about a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. And then beef broth. If you have homemade beef broth, use that. I did not have any, so we are using, it's about 3 cups. Next up, you're just gonna give this a really good mix, and then you're gonna let it come to a boil on the stove. And then once it's at a boil, you're gonna turn it down, let it simmer a little while. You could actually let this simmer for 20 minutes, and you can let this simmer for hours. It's all up to you. And then once you are ready for your jars, you can just start getting them right into the jars. I don't let mine simmer that long. Like if the kids needed me, I'd let it simmer longer. However, I feel like it gets plenty flavorful in the pressure canner, so I don't let it simmer for too long. But then you just need to fill up your jars. You want to go to about an inch headspace. Now you are going to remove your air bubbles. I love this tool because it's headspace and it removes the air bubble all in one, so it's less dishes that I have to do later, which I am all about. And then wipe your jar rims, and you can place your lids and your bands on. And then it is time to start putting them into the pressure canner. Remember, hot jar, hot pressure canner, hot water, and then let's fill up the rest of our quarts. This is actually the 4th or 5th time I've done this recipe. Every single time has been a little bit different with my measurements of things, but it always comes out to about 5 quarts. I think the next time I make it, I'm going to up the measurements and up the amount of ground beef so that I can get a full 7 quarts. Now you will see here, I do not have exactly, not even close to an inch headspace. It is a lot more. What I do with this one, since I didn't have enough to fill, I'm gonna put it in the pressure canner, it's gonna run its thing, and then this is actually what I will use in the next, either tonight or the next few days to use it. So here you can see I had 2 quarts that didn't fill up, so I just leave those empty. You could fill them up with water. Sometimes I do. I have a tremendous amount of water on hand, so I don't have to. And then just line up your lid onto your pressure canner. Make sure that arrow lines up if you have the All-American. And then you always want to do diagonal when you are twisting these things on. So you can see here how I'm turning it, and I'm just going across with one another. And then I like to turn up my heat to about the 6 mark, which is really high. But here I just show you where that arrow's lined up. And then there's the pressure gauge, just to kind of show you how the All-American is. And then this is where the steam will come out. And then this is what the weight looks like for this specific canner. Now the steam has been coming out, so you let this go for about 10 minutes. And then you can put the weight on. 10 pounds of pressure is what you were looking for. And then when it starts jiggling, I feel like this is where people start getting scared, but this is just what the jiggling process looks like. Now once your time is up, you are going to turn off the heat and then let the pressure come down naturally. And then once it's down naturally, then you can take your weight off and then wait a few more minutes, and then you can start doing this. I wish I would have filmed that part. Always open it away from your face because you do not want the steam to burn your face. And then you can start taking them out. Obviously everything's going to be very hot, so just be careful. This is what it looks like. I am blocking the light, so it's really dark, but I will show you in the light in just a minute. If you look, you can see it is bubbling inside, it is still cooking, it is still doing its thing, but listen for the wonderful pings if it didn't happen to ping while it's in the pressure canner. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you try out this recipe. Check out 1898mama.com for the full recipe on how to can Sloppy Joe mix. I will see you later.